Hi, my name's Esmeralda. I'm here with the Festival Voice again. We are here with Not Yours. They are based in Phoenix. What's up, you guys?
How are you doing, Esmeralda?
Thank you for having us. Excited.
Of course. Thank you guys so much for taking the time today to jump in, just chat. I did send you guys a couple of pre show questionnaires. So I kind of just want to dive right into that if that's okay with you.
Perfect. Fire away.
Okay, awesome. So, I guess I'll start with the big news. You guys are gonna be playing at a upcoming festival in Phoenix. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're playing Phoenix Lights. Not this Friday, but the following Friday. It's gonna be our first festival showcase. We're very excited to show the people what we got.
I'm so
Yeah,
excited for
absolutely.
that.
We've been playing some shows around Phoenix for the past year or so. We just got back from Mexico, which was a blast, playing a show out there. So excited to hit up Phoenix Lights. And then the following weekend, we have Genesis Jam out at the lake here. So a couple of big things coming up.
Wait a
Apache Lake.
second. You guys just came back from Mexico playing. Can you guys tell me more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we were lucky enough to get invited down to Mexico by Splashdown. So Splashdown is a local Phoenix event that supports charities and really has a lot of good causes behind it. So we went down there with a bunch of our friends, DJs down here from Phoenix, met up with a bunch of them down there. Ended up playing a club down in Mexico there, went on some boat parties. So really just had ourselves an absolute blast.
Yeah, down at Rocky
Okay.
Point.
At Rocky Point? Oh, wait, are
Yeah,
those
Rocky
the
Point.
I think those are the stories that I saw from one of our other friends that was posting, right?
I bet it. Yeah, I bet it was that.
Probably. Oh my god, that looked like
Yeah,
so much fun.
we had a blast. It
Absolutely.
was 3 nights. Um, I guess like 2 big full days, Friday, Saturday. Went out there Thursday, basically through Sunday.
What kind of set did you guys play out there?
Kind of like party tech house. Think like DJ Susan style maybe. Um, it's a big ASU spring break place, and so we kind of wanted to kind of bring those like kind of like if you're familiar with Casa here in Arizona, kind of like the Mexico Casa vibes
Okay.
down in Mexico. But yeah, it was a blast, and like all the other artists that they brought out were fantastic. Nigel Dean, Rich Diets, Econova, to name a few.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you guys brought that up. I didn't know that you guys played out there. So, congratulations, as well as congratulations for the upcoming festival coming up, which is Phoenix Lights. Such a huge announcement for you guys. I'm so excited. Maybe we can like catch up later on and talk about how that went. For now, a little bit about you guys. So I know on a little bit of the notes that you guys replied to, you guys are Phoenix based, of course. Mostly play house?
Mhm.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
mostly
guys
house. We'll get a little drum and bass, some 140 techno. Depending on where we're playing and what the crowd is vibing to. But yeah, I'd say house is our bread and butter.
Okay, awesome. And you guys started the duo about 2 years ago. How did that come about? How do you guys know each other?
We actually met at the opening of the Van Buren show, which was Seven Lions in like what 2017.
Yep.
2017. And it's funny because he's headlining Phoenix Lights the same day that we're playing. Um, so stars align sometimes. Um, but yeah, I mean, we met, we immediately kind of hit it off, started hanging out. It's an after party that night. Turned out we had like a bunch of other mutual friends. And we just kind of stayed close ever since, going to shows and doing um, a lot of fun music events.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been in the music scene here in Arizona since again 2016, 17, going to all sorts of different, events of all different sorts here. And then as we started to get closer, started going to more events, I started to work for a night base doing their digital marketing. And so we went out to an event in Los Angeles, the night base block party. We ended up just again hanging out with tons of cool DJs, artists that we look up to. ended up going out to all sorts of different events that night. And then pretty much after that, we decided that we really wanted to just get more involved in the artistic aspect of it, both mixing and producing music. So since then, we've kind of just dove in head first.
Awesome. So, how does a name like Not Yours come about? What was the thinking process in creating your duo name?
Yeah, so we started living together right before that LA trip. It was like the first weekend of us living together, and that came about because we both became recently single. Um, you know, left some long-term relationships, and we're like, kind of like with with women, we're not yours. We're gonna do our thing. Um, that's kind of how it came about.
Period. I love that,
Yeah,
ladies.
it's time for the boys.
Their
The boys are
Instagrams will
up.
be right here. All right. Aside from, the super crazy big news, you guys playing at Phoenix Lights coming up, um, there's some type of creative process that comes along with mixing music. I know that you guys said that you don't have any sorry, you guys don't have any released music, but you do have music on SoundCloud. The unreleased music on SoundCloud. Could you tell us a little bit about the music that you have uploaded on SoundCloud and what really motivated you to share it there?
Yeah, most definitely. So we're definitely in the earlier stages of producing for sure. We've been doing it, I would say consistently for 6 months to a year or so. So some of the biggest things are just again getting the sound levels to where they need to be so it sounds good when you're mixing it with other, essentially professional level sounds. So really working on that piece, but then also really just trying to develop our own sound and see where we want to fit ourselves in because we like all sorts of different genres and things like that, but we want to make something that has us stand out and make us unique, both with our sound and then just what people can expect from the shows that we perform.
Right.
Perfect.
And what we have on SoundCloud right now is just a couple of mixes that we've done either for various competitions or just mixes that we want to put out to showcase what our sound is and have kind of different vibes. Um, right now, we have, I don't know, 8 or 10 unreleased tracks that are pretty much club playable. Um, but yeah, we're not deciding to release anything quite yet because we're so early in the process. We're still learning so much all the time that we'll learn something one weekend and we're like, oh my god, we can apply this to almost every song we have going on right now. Consistently making them better. So I mean, I know music, you're kind of always learning stuff, and you have to kind of snip it at some point and be like, yes, this track is finished. Um, but I guess we're not there quite yet.
No, I'm sure
Yeah,
you
I
guys
would
will
say
get
right
there though.
now, yeah, that's the goal
It's
again. Always
yeah.
working, getting better. I mean, basically, our process right now too is trying to just engage as much as we can with the local Phoenix community here, since there is so much talent.
Hmm.
So again, like we've had a number of individuals come over. What we like to do is we like to have people over for dinner, cook a nice meal, connect a little bit, and then after we've done that, dive into the studio and be able to bust some things out. So again, we've done stuff with like Peachy Keen,
Hmm.
Gunblade, Casty,
Randy
Ema.
Perez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so got a handful of them in the works. So definitely excited to get all those to where they need to be to start playing them out.
Yeah. Oh my god, that sounds like so much fun. It's like a producing DJ party dinner type vibe. I love that. Speaking about
Yeah.
processes, can you guys walk us through a little bit about like the creative process when it comes to producing tracks, even if they haven't been officially been released?
Sure. So sometimes one of us will just start working on a track and have kind of like the bare bones of something out, and then we'll bring it to the other one and be like, okay, let's sit down for the next 2 or 3 hours and really build this track out. And I guess process wise, we usually start, with the drum kit and then bass line, kind of get 8 or 16 bars that sound really groovy, and then from there build out kind of, break down, add more to the drop, create intro, outro, do that whole process. Um, But sometimes we'll just kind of sit there and hear a song, and we're like, "Oh, dude, we really like this vibe. Let's go try to make something like that." And because we live together, we can just hop in the studio and be like, "Okay, how do you make that bass line?" And we're just YouTubing things and looking up how to make what we want. But that's it's all part of the process, and it's very fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I would say like a couple of like key things too for it is like Garrett says, it's really nice to just be able to have easy access to your duo partner to be able to say, okay, like what's that? That's I'm hearing from his room. Let me go check it out. Give him some notes. Do we like it? Do we not? We can be pretty open and honest with each other too, which is nice just in terms of direct feedback, progression on the tracks, pieces like that. And then we also each have our own kind of particular style of producing, making music, things like that. So each of us kind of has some skills that help correspond to the other to help kind of make things really come together pretty nicely.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Different
Uh,
strong suits.
can would you guys be willing to share how like you guys got started with production, and then what really drew you into the EDM genre? I know that you guys have been in the EDM scene for a while now. Is that something that played a part in it?
Oh, absolutely. We've been avid fans of the music for a long, long time, and once we started DJing, we realized, okay, if we really want to, go to the next level, play more venues, and grow, you kind of have to be a producer. And I say, yeah, we started back in October, and it's March right now, so we're coming up on probably 6 months. Um, and it's just been a very long 6 months, but very rewarding so far. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you want to grow as an artist, you have to be basically producing. There are certain places that will only book you if you are a producer. Um, and so that's kind of what kicked us in the pants to be like, okay, yeah, you guys, we should start this journey.
And on top of that, both Garrett and myself do have musical backgrounds, both doing, different instruments, things like that in high school. I played in rock band, worked at a couple different music studios before.
I played the cello
Yeah,
in high school.
so a lot of that experience kind of, culminating where we were just kind of pulling things out that we're like, well, I kind of remember doing this then, but
Yeah.
how can we apply these things just in a more modern way? And again, for music that we enjoy going out and seeing and spending time at anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
just any way for us to become more involved while also pushing the scene, pushing our friends forward, is fantastic. Because again, it's like at this point, when we go out, typically we're going out to see a friend perform at some venue here, opening up for a sick artist or even headlining themselves. So it's really great to be able to see everyone else kind of progress with us as well.
Right. No, I mean, I can imagine that seeing your friends up on stage is a really great motivator. Um, as your friends being motivators for, this journey that you guys are taking, um, how do you use how would I be able to word this? Um, how do you use like the production style that your friends have to incorporate it to your own style? How is that inspiring you guys to make your own style and create your own type of music?
Yeah, so I would say in terms of that, each person we work with again kind of has their own specific unique workflow. We'll build certain pieces out of the song in certain different ways. So being able to do that while also seeing again just the different techniques they're using, different potential plugins along with just stock options. So again, all those different pieces kind of coming together, then we're able to chime in and say, okay, like I can see what you're doing, or I see you're going this way. Have you tried doing this? So then there's lots of collaboration. And that's really where I think we learn and progress the most is just when, you hear a sound, you like it, what the other person's doing, and then, we'll kind of basically spend 15 to 30 minutes in kind of the production seat with, two of us essentially backseat driving saying, yeah, it sounds good, or oh no, we got to take this out.
Hmm.
So really, definitely an all inclusive collaboration for sure.
Yeah, like when we have friends over, there's always one person on the keyboard actually doing stuff with two people like yes, no, maybe like this. But I mean, everyone's in a hot seat, because that's kind of where you learn the most and where you're really driving the track forward. But everyone's got to sit.
Yeah. having that support system or in a way like mentorship really helps you navigate that music style that you guys are creating. And it's really great that you guys are able to use that feedback from your friends, and I'm guessing also like any listeners, maybe if they have an opinion and put it out there, or the online community maybe to achieve the next step to your music. That's pretty awesome. Is there any specific areas in your production skills that you're really focusing on honing into right now?
Because we kind of really enjoyed the high energy, kind of bassy tech house stuff. Really trying to make our drums sound really nice, clean, punchy, and then also creating, interesting, unique bass lines. Those kind of the two aspects that I'm really working on right now.
Yep, and then I would say on my side, I'm basically sending it back 10 years. I'm in like the loudness war, basically, just trying to get the tracks sounding as loud as possible without them sounding muddled or, again, not clean. So just being able to have everything sound just super clean is really what we've been focusing on. And then we also do have, a couple of other DJs, artists who we take some like lessons and mentorship from. So definitely super appreciative of all the artists that have given some of their time to help us and give feedback. Again, some of them are definitely going to be like Cosmalia, Mantra, AI, just to name a few.
Awesome. Oh, by the way, guys, if you guys haven't noticed, we are in uniform today. We got
Yes, sir.
Mar- some Mario inspo going on today. I should have
Yes,
actually mentioned that
indeed.
in the beginning,
Mamma
right?
mia.
Yeah, we just kind of glossed over it, but that's okay.
I know. I was like, let's jump right into it. I saw you guys' hat, and I was like, wait a second.
We
Oh,
haven't mentioned it.
I know. I did never mention it. It's like sometimes I forget. I forget, and I'm like, all right. Um. Okay. Wait. What were we talking about? Oh, actually, I wanted to ask you guys. So you had mentioned a little while ago that you had some collaborations. Can you share a little bit more about those collabs, the opportunities you've had to collaborate with other artists locally, online, and how important do you think that networking is for emerging artists like yourself, especially not having officially released music yet?
I mean, I'd say it's been one of the most integral parts of our journey so far. You get to see all the people, other like we mentioned earlier, you get to see other people's workflow and how they manipulate the sounds and how they like to create their music, and so we've been able to learn a lot from that. And we have some collab. We have two going on right now with Peachy King, Christina, Silent J, Ema, Gunblade. We named a few of them earlier. Um, but yeah, they all need a little bit more work, a little bit more polishing. But they're sounding good. We're building up the library with the homies.
Yeah, and the really nice thing too about getting to do all these different projects and things with everyone is that we're really able to kind of build that community even stronger and really just get to know people on a more personal level because obviously we all like to go out to shows, like the nightlife, things like that. But sometimes it can be hard to, slow down and really just get to know someone on a more personal level when you're not, out and about partying, doing the same sort of thing. So it's nice to build that connection because and I know, at least for me, it's just a huge reason about why I love the EDM community and everyone involved so much is because it's so positive, pushing each other forward. Everyone's really encouraging, especially in the Phoenix scene. So it really just helps motivate to be better overall when you see all your friends and amazing artists just killing it out there.
Heck
Through that,
yeah. Now when it comes to your style of music, would you be able to describe the music style and overall vibe of the tracks you guys are creating, and really what kind of themes and emotions you aim to convey through your music? As well as if there are any influences, like musical influences that you kind of, take from a little bit to put it into your own?
Sure. I guess if we're talking about labels, repopulate Mars. So Lee Foss is definitely an inspiration. DJ Susan with Hood Politics, and the stuff that they're putting out is big inspiration for us as well. We play a lot of tracks from both of those labels in our live sets. So I'd say stylistically we do lean towards that. There's so many artists out there that we're constantly listening to, that we follow, that all inspire us. It's sort of like the genres themselves, but we like to genre bend a little bit. We're not going to do just like a pure bass house unless that's kind of what the set calls for. But a pure Not Yours set is going to have a bunch of different house varieties going in, kind of taking you on this like groovy, dancey journey. And that's kind of what we're going for.
Yeah, I really like to have ebbs and flows in our sets. Really like to play tracks that people both haven't heard before, but also, rinse some cool, maybe unreleased remixes from some of our friends who sent over and things like that.
Hmm.
I'd say early on, definitely too, like night bass has always been a top for us, especially on that bass house genre. Desert Hearts is up there too. Again, we went on a friendship this past year and got to hang out with like Mikey Lyon, Lee Reynolds, got to chat with them a bunch. So super cool. But yeah, I mean, really, again, like we kind of mentioned earlier, we're still definitely exploring our specific sound and style. I would say our tracks that we have right now kind of across the board in terms of vibe. We have some more minimal tech, some more, again, I would say like almost Dirty Bird, Desert Hearts vibes, and then even some stuff that's more on the, techno side. So,
Dang,
Yeah,
seeing you guys on a Desert Hearts
all over
lineup
the
would be
place.
fire.
That Yes, we would very much like that. We think we could fit that vibe super well.
yeah,
Shout out
I'll be
Desert
at
Hearts,
the,
get my boys in.
oh yeah,
Yes.
I'll be at the Desert Hearts Festival here in Flagstaff too for 4th of July. So, really looking forward to that camping event. Should be a blast.
Awesome. I've gone to Desert Heart once. It was a vibe. It was like huge fashion show. Everyone was so like well dressed and it was just an overall such a
Yeah.
good vibe.
Yeah, when Desert Hearts always comes to Phoenix, people put on some fun outfits to go hang out.
Yeah, I think that was one of my favorite part is just like everyone's bling the heck up from head to toe and I was just like, damn. I'm over here with just like my plain black outfit. I'm like, I feel left out. I had to go buy a jacket.
No, it's okay. That's me. I wear a lot of black these days.
It's
It's the DJ uniform.
the media uniform.
Media team.
Let's go.
Hey, you
Um,
got the color with you. Fine.
yeah, I know this is like the most color I have in my closet. Everything else is like black, gray, red, and circus stuff.
It's
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And
a vibe for
circus
everything.
stuff.
She's ready.
And some rave stuff. Got some bling up in there.
And
Um
say, I hope you'd have some stuff.
yeah, of course. I got some bling at Desert Hearts. Told you I got a shiny jacket.
Wow.
Um do you guys
Did
have
you?
any specific goals or milestones you're aiming to achieve in the near future?
One of them was to play a local Arizona festival, and here we are. We thought it was gonna,
Dang.
be a little bit longer, but sometimes your prayers get answered. But next big goal is probably gonna be like actually doing a release of some kind, whether it's a
Okay.
self release or a label release. Um, that's probably the next big one.
Yep, and
Okay.
then aside from that, I think at this point too, we're really starting to just try and expand our reach a little bit. So play more out of state shows, as well as trying to start getting booked for some out of state festivals as well. Like we said, we just played Mexico, and then about a month ago, we were lucky enough to play at Blind Tiger in Los Angeles. So definitely hoping to go back out there again in the near future too. Definitely love binge watching his whole crew out there.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about overcoming challenges. I know as up and coming artists, what kind of obstacles have you guys faced in gaining recognition as artists? And what are you doing to promote yourself?
Yeah, so I would say, in terms of challenges, I would say The first is just being able to find the like time, energy, and resources to be able to put in enough effort to really start to make progress, right? Again, like anything, you takes practice, time, effort, energy, and after a long day at work, going home, coming home, going to the gym, cooking dinner and stuff like that, to then be like, okay, time to get back to work for another 3, 4 hours to work on some tracks can definitely be at times like daunting like another job, but the fact that again have one of my best buddies doing it with me at home definitely helps with the motivation. So I think that's a key factor, and then just work-life balance, right? Again, so I have two other jobs I do on top of this, so definitely a lot of things to juggle, but it makes it much easier when it is something that, again, when we're working on these sets, we know that okay, this is for something that a bunch of our friends are going to see, or this is a track that we're really excited to be able to play out at a festival. So it's those kind of goals and things in the future that really help at least light the fire and keep things going.
Yeah, staying
Yeah.
staying
And I'd
motivated
say
can be
like
hard.
absolutely. And then I guess in terms of uh playing and some of the struggles there, it's we've started getting rejections from places that
Ah,
we would like to play as things that make you, like submit a mix and they're like, oh, that's not really our vibe, and they don't give you much other feedback. Um, so but we're both kind of in some sort of sales job, and so we're both very used to rejection and people saying no to us. We're like, all right, that's fine, just brush it off your shoulder a little bit and get back on that horse and just kind of figure out other places that you can go play at. um but yeah, I mean, again, and how we expand our brand is definitely social media and playing shows and talking to people at our shows too. And also even when we're not at shows, as a DJ, somehow that kind of always gets brought up when you're out and talking to new people. Oh, what do you do for work? Oh, what do you do for fun? Oh, what do I do for fun? I DJ and make music. That's definitely the next progression in the conversation, because it's such like a large part of our lives outside of our day jobs.
take out the USB.
um but yeah, it's a lot of, yeah, I got, gotta stay strapped. But yeah, we're always kind of self-promoting, grassroots movement for sure.
Yep. My main job during the day is I'm a manager at a digital marketing firm here in Phoenix, and I also have my own marketing company that focuses on more like artists, entrepreneurs, small businesses. So definitely have a lot of those skills in the tank. But again, it's always a little bit different when you're doing it for yourself as opposed to a client or something like that. Because at the end of the day, right, it's kind of on you if things get done or if you sit on a post in your draft for a week because you're waiting for a caption to come to you or just silly things like that. So just making sure that treating it like almost a business, right? Because you got to stay on top of things in order
Yeah,
to keep progressing and moving forward.
And
that's
that's one of the nice things about being in a duo is accountability that goes both ways. And also being able to handle different sides of the business, invoices, spending, like all that fun stuff. But yeah,
fun
being able to
stuff.
share.
Yeah, no, and for all of the new artists that are out there that are listening to this, I know that on a lot of my interviews with other artists that I do, I always ask this question is how do you motivate other artists to continue making music? And this is it. This is it right here is having a really great support system of, your partners and friends that are able to not only encourage you but inspire you to keep going and pursue something that you really really love and it's something that brings you happiness. There's going to be times where we're going to have those moments of doubt or discouragement, and this right here is a perfect example of how you keep pushing through all of that doubt. So, props to you guys for, aside from, working full time jobs, working more than one job, and still, adulting and still finding time to create music and really share this experience with all of us and your friends. So, I got to give it up to you guys. Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, we wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't fun and we didn't love it, you know, because even the practice and making the songs and stuff, like we'll sit there in the studio for 2.5, 3 hours and just kind of be doing something else at the same time. But mostly, yeah, we can just sit there for a couple of hours and working. It doesn't feel like work. It's just getting the motivation to sit down at the DAW and be
Yeah.
like, okay, now we're locked in.
And it's nice as well because I would say, like, in terms of like just general creative outlets, Garrett and I don't really have a ton aside from music, but
mhm.
music has become a really great way and outlet for us to do that. Since, again, with our day jobs and things like that, it's pretty, corporate business setting. It just kind of is how it is. Whereas, with music, you can really go whichever way you want, set the vibe, have it be high energy, low energy, really match however you're feeling.
Yeah. Have you guys utilized any online tutorials or courses or forums to really enhance their skills as a music producer? Maybe you guys might be able to share with other
Absolutely.
artists.
Yeah, West End has his Kick and Bass YouTube program and website and everything, and they've got a bunch of fantastic videos where Morgan from FOMO has been doing a bunch of videos recently with them. Just going through tracks and seeing what are the plugins that they're using, how are they spacing out their drums and like all their perks and stuff. I think that they've been a really big help for us. Um, I think Zen World is another one that has a lot of really good videos. But I mean, yeah, absolutely utilizing YouTube. Again, like when I don't know how to make a certain sound, like, a certain artist, I'm like, okay, well, someone has a YouTube tutorial on how to make that type of sound. So,
School of
Yeah, and I
YouTube.
mean, even at
full of
Yeah,
YouTube.
it truly makes it so easy because yeah, again, you can just type in either the sound or artist, and then there's going to be a plethora of videos. And then on top of that, something that's really cool is a lot of the artists will even do, track breakdowns themselves going through, tracks that you love and know and are familiar with.
Mhm.
Or another thing that we've really started utilizing too is different Patreons. So again, we've used like Propers, where they'll have a bunch of just different information, track breakdowns, things like that within there, and also will give us feedback on tracks. So really useful to again just get some professional artists' opinions on how the sound is, what you need to maybe edit or change. Because again, especially just after listening to your same music, after a while, your ear gets a little bit numb, especially if you're not taking a break and you're just going hard on one specific track or sound. And then I think the last piece too on that is that a lot of the top and your favorite artists also do, private lessons and things like that. So it's a really great opportunity to one, just connect and build a relationship with really cool artists whose sound you dig, but also two, a way to really just rapidly excel your skills and identify areas where maybe you're struggling in because again for some of these tracks it's like we'll open it and within a couple seconds they have just a laundry list of stuff to tweak and it's like we're
Oh
just like
yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but let's dive in, and then we do all the things. It's like, wow, look at that, it's sounding like something now.
Yeah, it sounds actually pretty decent.
um, aside from, you know, finding these tutorials online from University of YouTube, are there any online communities or forums for music producers that you guys might be involved in or that you guys contribute in or engage with that you'd like to share with other new artists?
Not particularly, at least for me. You part of anything?
No
Yeah, so I would say
Facebook
it's like the
groups?
two that we're a part of. Yeah, so we've done things like we are in the Space Yacht Discord. We're in a couple other like Patreons, things like that. And then I'm also going to be starting a Cosmic Academy here in June. So that is again basically a collection of artists and almost like a artist kind of academy school that teaches everything from production to marketing to things like that. So really excited to dive into that community a little bit later this year.
Awesome. That's really good news. I think sometimes being part of that community has really helped some other artists from, in the past that I've interviewed. That was a really really big part when they first started. How important do you guys think it is for emerging artists like yourself to connect with and support each other within the music community?
I mean, it's been, I think, vital for our success, because then, when you go out and you go support your homies and you go to all of their shows, um, it just makes them want to support you as well. And having the support from other artists, because of course, booking agents will talk to other artists and say like, hey, who do you think we should book?
Yeah.
And if you have a good relationship with that person and they like you, you've collabed, you've done some music together, they're gonna be more likely to be like, oh, we really like the Not Yours guys, you should book them.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, I'd say it's absolutely imperative for growing artists to get to know their community, get to know some of the other artists, and build relationships.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, too, the social game is just a super large factor, right? I mean, people always say it's all about who you know, and I mean, the music industry definitely is no different there, both in the artists and event space scene. But at the same time, though, it makes sense because at the end of the day, people want to support people that they see making a positive impact in the community, actively going out and engaging and supporting other people in the community. Whereas, again, if you're more of the lone wolf type or just not going out, not really engaging in it,
Hmm.
it makes people just a lot more weary to bring you in because they don't know you, they haven't seen you around. Um, so I think it definitely makes a big difference just in terms of engaging yourself with the community and having it benefit you, but also just for, being able to connect with other artists and see, the different styles and to find your own sound really.
Yeah. Well, um, I mean, online communities are tough, but I feel like you're totally spot on being involved in this case in the music community is vital for new artists, building rapport on yourself, and then also supporting your friends. That's always the best. So, with that being said, I did ask a couple. I did ask a couple people online what questions they had for you guys. They're kind of like out of they're just like fun out of topic questions. So,
Right.
let's see. I got 15 questions. Pick a number 1 to 15.
7.
7. All right.
12.
Okay, 7 and 12. We'll start with those. If you could time travel, would you go to the past or the future, and what era would you visit?
Ooh. I think I go to the past,
Okay.
and I want to see what ancient Rome was like.
Okay.
I think, yeah. Oh yeah,
Roman
that'd be
Empire.
cool. See the Pantheon. All that cool stuff. Go to Athens. I think I'd have to say that, because the future, I don't want to see what the future holds. I want to be excited by something new.
Okay.
Um,
That's a good answer.
Yeah. I think I'd go the opposite. I think I'd go to the future and see if I could have myself a little like Wally Day, right? Like just pop in a moving chair and then just have some screens in front of me. Maybe hang out in space for a little bit. Maybe do some additional time traveling because they got time machines. Then we're gonna get crazy with it.
Sheesh. I think I'd go to the future
see,
too.
very different.
What if I can like
See,
find out who wins the Super Bowl? I'm betting big. I'm
She's
becoming a
making money.
millionaire. Shit.
I'll bring back some artifacts so I can
Super
be a millionaire
Lotto.
too.
Super Lotto. Hey, there you go. You can bring back. Oh my gosh. We're so smart. What was the other one? Number
Sounds fun.
12, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, number 12. What is your favorite way to unwind and relax after a long day of music production?
Melt into the TV.
With what
Absolutely.
show?
Yeah. It's constantly changing, like we're always watching different stuff. Um God, what have you finished watching
I
recently?
mean, some staples are definitely It's Always Sunny. That's one that constantly makes its reappearances.
South Park.
Game of
South
Thrones.
Park. Game of
For
Thrones?
me,
Are you
Star Wars
rewatching
stuff.
Game of Thrones?
Well,
We've rewatched
yeah,
it.
we're
And
we're
I mean,
con-
hey, season two's coming up, so we got to rewatch season one and make sure we're not missing
Oh.
anything in these new episodes.
Wait, what do you mean season two's coming? You mean the House of Dragons?
House of the Dragon season two, yeah,
Is it coming out again this year?
June.
it's time.
It is time.
Oh my god, I just
The
got so
acceleration.
excited.
That's what we're
It's
talking about. Yeah,
so
they dropped two
good.
trailers today.
I didn't know that. I thought we were still gonna wait like
So
another
good.
2, 3 years to get another season. I'm excited now. um,
Um,
let's
but yeah,
see.
I'd say
Let's
those are
let's
two.
pick another
Some of the
question.
staple shows.
Staple shows. So just TV. Just hang out on the TV. I take a long bath.
Well, I would say again, I would say like the cooking dinners is typically a nice way too, because we'll be kind of busy, go all day, and then we'll do that. Just get to chit chat, kind of wind down that way. Um, yeah, and then we also again we try and go to the gym, so try and at least keep some of those healthy habits in there too, because it's really easy to get sucked into the computer for like 5 hours, then you look it's midnight and all you want to do is crash. So just trying to keep some of those good healthy habits. So again, we're staying motivated and feeling good.
You gotta keep that stamina up for when you're dancing.
Exactly.
Each of which we did not do.
Which we did not do. That's your cardio. Let's see. I'll choose a question. What's the most random fact you know that always surprises people?
Oh God.
Interesting. It surprises people. So, I mean, like a music fact that we'll do sometimes for people is that a lot of people don't know that like drum and bass songs are two different BPMs, right? It's either, in the 80s or it's in the 170s. So both of them, it's either half or double, and they sound pretty much good together either way. So kind of a funky music fact.
I don't
Awesome.
know. Next question.
Next question.
Pass.
um, what are some of your dream festivals or venues that you guys are working towards getting on the lineup other than Desert Hearts?
Other than Desert Hearts.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Miami Music Week, so space is definitely top of mind. Space would be absolutely amazing to play, so that one's definitely up there for sure.
Yeah, we've been there a couple times together, and it's a pretty wicked venue. It lives up to the hype for sure. Um, let's see, we just went to Exchange. I went to Exchange for the first time, like when we were just in LA, and it would be wicked to play there as well.
Yeah.
Um, festivals. I mean, we're going to Arc in Chicago this summer. So I haven't been to this festival, but I imagine it's got to be wicked.
Yeah, and I mean, we are both originally from Chicago as well, so I
Correct.
mean, just for some nostalgia's sake, I would say Lollapalooza because I went to Lollapalooza probably 12 times or so. So again, it will always have a special place in my heart, so it'd be cool to be able to play like a hometown festival that I grew up going to and watching some of my favorite artists perform at.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And locally, I would have said Phoenix Lights because that's typically been one of my favorite festivals in Arizona. Um, so it's cool that we've achieved that one.
Heck yeah. Ding. Check it off the list.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Speaking about, hometowns and everything, let's talk about a little bit about your childhood. Um, I've noticed
Oh
that this is where we're gonna get deep. I've noticed that a lot of artists that I've spoken to have always came from some type of musical background. I know you guys mentioned that you guys used to be in a band or play instruments. Um, can you share more about that?
yeah. So I started playing the cello in third, fourth, and fifth grade back when I was living in Chicago, and then I stopped when I moved to Arizona, but picked it up again when I went to high school. So I'd say that was my large musical motivator. Um, it was a lot of fun. Definitely was not the best by any means. But it definitely gave me that musical background and that appreciation for the creation of live music and performing live. And then I was also actually in a couple of plays when I was younger, singing, dancing, that whole thing when I was like
Ooh.
10, 11, 12. Like that
He's a
was a lot of fun too.
performer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You get used to like being on stage
Just
performing in front of an audience. Oh yeah. Like I was in Beauty and the Beast and I played Gaston. Um
It's just been
fire.
downhill since then.
it's been downhill, yeah. Yeah. Once I hit puberty, I could no longer sing. My career was canceled. Um,
We're gonna need some of these. We're gonna have to hit up your family members to see if they have any like backstage or hidden videos that they took of
Oh,
you.
there's one really funny video of me out there. All right, this is story time. Is usually I say, let me ask like, what's my most embarrassing moment? Um, and I was performing during Beauty and the Beast, and they were of course filming for all the parents. And um, out of nowhere, I'm doing this solo scene, and as they cut the lights, I vomit all over the floor and I run back and I go to the trash can, I'm heaving and my mic is still on and the crowd can hear me
Oh
just
my god.
going. Someone has to come over and turn my mic off. And then apparently the people in the far back didn't know exactly what had happened until they saw someone going across the stage like mopping. I just had like the 24-hour flu. I was fine to perform the next night. They re-recorded and it was fine. But yeah, that was
Insert
a
video
big
here. We're gonna
fail.
need that.
It is gone. No video.
Damn, that's crazy. So whoever has that video,
I
please
get
send it over to me. We're gonna add it right here in this little window.
No, we
it.
love that.
Oh man.
So, honestly, funny enough too, my musical start was very similar. I also played the cello in second, third, and fourth grade in Chicago. But then after that, I had a rock band with some of my friends, so I was really into the alternative rock scene. My dad was super, super engaged to music. He was taking me to Lollapalooza since I was like 8 or 9 years old. So definitely lots of core memories there, dancing for the first time in crowds, stuff like that. Lots and lots of just positive things. Like growing up, I'd always say Lollapalooza weekend's better than like Christmas for me. So like definitely music has always been kind of like the top of the top. And then after that, I stopped kind of performing and doing that sort of thing and worked at a music studio doing filming, B-roll, setup of equipment, things like that. And then later moved into marketing with Night Base once I went to school and kind of had an idea on the professional way I wanted to go to. So always had music kind of at least somehow engaged in what I did. Now I'm just happier to be able to have it be more at the forefront.
So, okay, what I'm hearing is a cello duo on stage, but make it EDM. That's what I'm hearing.
I want to start incorporating more strings into our music in some capacity, whether it's like a little background ambiance or something like that. Because like I do have such like a pull to that sound still.
All we gotta say is Yo Yo Ma better look out.
Oh no! I actually
Well,
saw Yo Yo Ma in Chicago when I was like 10. Yeah.
The go.
And for those listeners who don't know who that is, he's like a world-renowned cellist, one of the best to ever do it.
well, we're looking forward to it. I'm gonna be out here waiting with my camera to capture that moment. I'd be super sick, an electric cello duo, or even on a track. Maybe something to look into. You can credit me, of course. Credit me for the idea.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah,
out of the
definitely.
realm of possibility.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time today to sit down and chat and letting us get to know you guys better. Is there anything else that you guys would like to add for the listeners, for your fans? Um, Now's your chance.
I mean, I just say, we're very excited to start releasing music later this year. So follow our socials, and SoundCloud so you can see when that stuff is getting released. Um, and then definitely come out and see us live. It's a fun time. We keep it dancing on the floor. Um, yeah, come out and support.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having us on the show. It's been wonderful talking with you. Super appreciative of all the support we've had from everyone so far getting to where we are now. And yeah, just super, super excited to keep the train rolling and be able to keep producing some music and be able to pump some stuff out later this year that we'll be able to rip. And then again, I mean, we have a bunch of ideas that we're sitting on right now. So again, if there's any producers out there too, we're happy to send those over.
Awesome. Well, I will be putting their socials down below. We're also going to be adding some of the links to their SoundCloud so you guys can go ahead and check them out. And if you guys have any questions for us or for them, feel free to reach out to us or visit our website at myfestivalvoice.com. Or, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Not my, thefestivalvoice.com. That's going to be the
Right now,
same. No, it's because my work website starts with my. So thefestivalvoice.com. Same thing with Instagram, thefestivalvoice.com or the festival voice. And yeah, we hope to see you guys soon and see where you guys end up. And I'll for sure be following back up with you guys in a couple months. And if you guys have any cool news, we can always, do another one of these and chit chat.
little catch up sesh.
Little catch up sesh.
Fantastic.
I'm
Well,
gonna be
thank
waiting
And
for
thank you
those
so much for
cello
having us.
duos, okay?
Oh, you just wait. They're
We'll, we'll,
coming.
we'll have a track that I have a big cello riff in it, and you'll be like, that was my idea.
That was on me. That was me. I
Yeah.
mean, listen, I'm gonna need like
See, now we just have to get you on the cello.
wait, what? I don't know how to cello. We're gonna need a only the
A Ballad
festival
of Esmeralda.
voice cello. All
Yeah.
right, you guys. Well, again, my name is Esmeralda. I'm here with the Festival Voice. This is not yours. And then catch them at Phoenix Lights. If you guys want to hear more from them, follow them on Instagram and follow their SoundCloud. All right, guys. Thank you so much.